Luke, many congratulations, safely through to round 3 here at Ali Pali. How would you reflect on that display tonight?
Yeah, it was not the best performance for myself. You know, I didn't feel like I was very clinical in moments where I felt like I'll be honest, after the walk on, it kind of took me back a little bit because the crowd was so amazing that I felt like Nathan Aspinall, you know, when he has his incredible walk on and they will scream back at you, and it's like it kind of makes you think, wow, you know, they were honestly, that was one of the best crowds I've ever been in a room with. So they should be really proud of themselves. It made me feel amazing, and I don't get that very often, so it was really nice. But yeah, performance-wise, it wasn't nowhere near my best, but you know, I've said it in many interviews before I played in my game. I said it's 2 different tournaments. All that matters is you win tonight, because if I'd have averaged 105 and lost, I'm out, so it doesn't matter. Now you go into the second part of the tournament, as I'd like to say it, come back after Christmas, and that's when you can be at your best and you can really think about being world champion then.
You mentioned the atmosphere there, being back here for the first time since lifting the title in January, being announced as the reigning and defending champion by John McDonnell. Just describe the buzz you felt there.
It was probably one of the best I've ever experienced, to be honest. It was really amazing. The crowd, I think the best thing I ever did in my life was change that walk-on song. It's given me a new lease of life. It kind of, the crowd seemed to really enjoy it, and I know it's as that Leeds United aspect, but that's not the only reason I had it. I kind of love the song as well, and I think it's just great for the crowd to have a song that they know and they can sing back to, and you know, take that little bit of inspiration from Nathan's walk on, and it's worked in my favour, and it's really nice. I feel like I enjoy walking out now, and before, you know, with Cape by the Ocean, I didn't really care about it as much. You know, I used to walk out and it didn't really have that special feeling for me, but now when I walk out I get that special feeling, and it makes you really look forward to it, and that's important for me. And you know, obviously afterwards I know I had that set in the first set where it wasn't at my best, but you know, after that I felt like I grew into the game and I didn't play too bad. It was just my doubles that were missing.
And coming back here as the reigning champion, when you look back at what you've achieved since and the way you've carried yourself as the world champion, just how proud are you of the last 12 months as a whole? Incredibly proud.
You know, I think probably for me, it's probably been one of the better years since. It's probably been one of the better years since Michael van Gerwen when he was world champion. To be honest, there's been a lot of world champions since, but I've won 3 majors this year, well, including the World Cup and you know, a couple of Euro tours and stuff. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of the way it's gone. And if I don't end up being world champion, then I would still be proud of the year because it's been great. But it would be a beautiful way to top it off, to you know, to be back-to-back world champion. And it probably topped last year, which I didn't think I'd even come close to. So, you know, but there's 5 tough games to win before I'm even worrying about that. I'm just going to worry about the next game first. Thank you, mate.
Luke, you've taken everything in your stride this year, but were you nervous coming back here to defend this title?
Honestly, I wasn't nervous coming back. And then when the walk-on happened and I got out there, I didn't feel nervous. The butterflies happened a little bit, and you kind of, when you like experience that incredible walk-on, you kind of want to do something brilliant for the crowd. You know, you want to give them like a 9 dart or a 170 or lots of 180s, and maybe you're trying too hard to give them something, you know, because the appreciation they showed me tonight was just lovely. It really was heartwarming for me. I don't get that all the time, but it was really, really nice. And you know, it's probably not something I'm going to get used to, but if it happens to me a lot more, I'd really appreciate it, and it's really nice. But yeah, I think that maybe tried too hard in the first set. It didn't go the way I wanted it to, but with the score it did, of course. And you know, as a whole tonight, I didn't lose a leg. I can't complain. You can only beat what's in front of you. And if I'd have averaged 105 tonight, or I averaged 85 tonight, it would have meant nothing different to me. You know, I got 12 days off now, so you know, there's no difference between the averages for me. If I'd have averaged 105, it wouldn't have done anything for me different by coming back next week and in a different mindset. You know, when I come back on the 26th, I'll be fully focused, just like I would have been if I'd have averaged 85.
Only a handful of people have defended this title. Is it a different kind of pressure trying to defend this to anything else?
It is, but I don't realise that yet. I think there's more, the pressure is on the first game, and if I wasn't reigning champion, it still would have been pressure on the first game, because a lot of people have said it, but it can ruin your Christmas. It can really like affect your mentality for, you know, I'm used to playing darts week in, week out, and then you're having 3 or 4 weeks off. It's horrible. It's not nice, and you know, you don't want to go through the whole of Christmas watching darts on TV and you not being a part of it. So for me, it wasn't about being the reigning champion or defending champion. It was about, you want to get through the first game. I always said, if you're going to get me early, that's the one. Now I feel like I'd be a lot more relaxed when I come back, and that's when I'm most dangerous.
Did winning in Minehead relax you as well coming into this? Because I remember talking to you coming into this period, you said you wanted to defend one of them. The fact that you've done that, has that settled you?
It has, because I did want to do that. I really did want to defend one title out of the 4 that I won last year, and I thought the Grand Prix was going to be the one, but it wasn't. Mike played a fantastic game and was the deserving winner of the Grand Prix, and then the players, I didn't really play at my best, but I found a way, and that's what I've done over many major tournaments I've won. I think Grand Prix, when I did win it the first time, I overcome that Peter Wright game, and then the Garrison game at the Grand Slam, the Mike Van Gerwen game in the Players' Championship final, Petretsko and the Joe Cullen game of the Worlds, and then there's been so many moments in my career where I've overcome that deficit of kind of facing defeat in the eyes and come back. So and then Dirk in the semi-final of the players that I just won. So yeah, I think that gives you that momentum, that feeling that you can come back from wherever you are. If you're losing 2-3-0 in sets in this tournament, I'll still believe I can win. That's important. Thank you.
Luke, congrats on the win tonight.
Thank you.
You've had your 12 months now as world champion. Does it sort of lived up to what you thought it would be like, and how do you think it has changed you over the last 12 months?
Yeah, well, I think it's lived up to probably more than what I expected it to be. You kind of go out and you experience so much attention from people that just want to thank you for being such a great product of the sport, and then you get people that want to come up to you and congratulate you for being world champion, and it's lived up to every expectation I ever thought it was going to be, and it kind of gives you that drive to want to carry on. You want to be back-to-back world champion then, because you don't want to lose the feeling of being the reigning world champion. It's an amazing feeling, but like Phil said, there's only 3 people that's ever done it, or Josh, I think it was Josh said it, there's only 3 people that's ever done it that's been back-to-back world champions, so the odds probably stack against me, but we're in a different era now where players are a lot more confident in their ability and what they can achieve. So for me, I believe I can go back-to-back, but I think if we look at the running, I'm going to have to do it from the hardest manner ever.
You say the odds are stacked against you, obviously the second favourite coming into this tournament behind Luke Littler. Do you think that's a fair reflection of the form over the last few months between yourself and Luke? Yeah,
possibly. But I don't care what the bookies make of it or what they say. They at the end of the day, they try and cover their backs from stats. It's all done on stats, and they're going to look at it as stats. But there's a you look at Mike Van Gerwen 12-1. It's like he's done this 3 times. He knows how to do it, and that is a difference. I know I didn't last year, but it does add in a favour to someone that knows how to win it. If I get myself, or Michael gets himself, or Gary gets himself into that sort of semi-final situation, that's when you know what to do, and it's a lot harder on the person that's never been in that situation, because best of 11 sets is a long game, and they kind of don't know what to do, how to prepare. How long do you get to the practice beforehand, and do you practice even harder, and all these type of things. So you kind of know from experience what to do. But I think on reflection, I think between me and Luke Littler, it should be quite similar, to be honest, because I think I've achieved just as much as he has this year. We've kind of I think I've been in 6 major finals this year. He's been in 4 or 5. So I think we should be pretty similar. But no one wants anybody to be like the out-and-out favourite, because I think it makes it exciting for the sport that you've got a couple of players all tight together. If I didn't win the players and Luke would have won the players, I think everyone would have expected him just to win it, and it not boring, but I think that it wouldn't have opened the fans' eyes up to maybe it being the possibility of a couple of players winning it. So I think it was good for the sport that I won the players, because then it opens up that possibility that kind of a couple of players can win it then instead of just one. Thank you.
Congratulations, Luke.
Thank you.
One of the things that tends to scupper world champions is the weight of expectation, with all the media attention, all the build-up, having to take all that extra time. Do you feel you're handling that okay, and do you feel that you're ready to handle that as the tournament develops, because that weight of expectation will get greater as it goes on? Yeah,
but I've had that for the whole year, to be fair. When you're world number 1 and world champion from the start of, say, January the 4th, that is on me on every tournament I play in. And if we go on like ranking money won this year, I think I've won I think it's 150, 200,000 pound more than any other player on the tour. So I think I've handled it well. The World Match Play was the one I really wanted this year, and the World Cup with the added bonus, and I got them both. So the achievements that I wanted to unlock this year, I've done. And then obviously I said I wanted to do back-to-back on something. I've done that now. So yeah, I mean, this would just top off an even more incredible year than I'd achieved last year. But I'm not looking that far ahead. You know, you have to at least get yourself into the quarterfinals where you start thinking and you can be, you know, world champion again, all this type of stuff. You know, I've got a lot of tough games before that, and you know, even if I'm not world champion and I don't achieve back-to-back status, it would still be a great year for myself. I'd really be pleased with what I've achieved. But I'm still in the tournament, still going, and I know there's a level of me that can get better. Thank you.
Luke, in this era, the bar's been Michael van Gerwen. People still talk about what Prime and VG did. The fact that you could do something that he has never done, which is defend the World Championship, does that just give you a little bit more motivation or make it a little bit more special that you put yourself in a bracket that he's not in?
Yeah, it'd be good to have one over him on. It would be, but that's more on a friendly status with him. You know, I'd love to have one over him and say, oh, I'm back to back, you're not, but that's just more of a joke thing. I think, of course, it's not about it. It wouldn't be a joke thing for me as a whole. It would be elite status to be a back-to-back world champion and a two-time world champion. There's not, it's obviously hard to be back-to-back world champion. There's not many two-time world champions in the world either, you know. So, of course, that would be really, really lovely. And how many times are you going to get the chance to have a go at being back-to-back world champion? It's very rare. You know, if I don't win this year and then win another one in 5 years and then get a chance again, that's not going to happen a lot of times. So you kind of want to take advantage of it and you want to try and do it, but you can only take each game as it comes. I'm not thinking about being back-to-back world champion right now. You know, my goal was just to win tonight, whether it, like I said, with an average performance like it was, or with an amazing performance. Just getting through that game. I got like 12 days now till I probably play again. So there's a lot of preparation, a lot of practice that I can do, and get myself fully fit and prepared for the game where it could be Barney or it could be, you know, whoever he's playing, and they could beat him and it could be someone else. But, you know, in my mind, I'm going to prepare for that I'm playing Barney.
Has this year felt different? Because when you entered this tournament last year, you worked out as one of the favourites because of what you've done before, but it was like, well, the world is different and he's not done that. You wasn't the world number one, whereas now, obviously, you have been world champion. You've got that more expectation. You are the world number one by quite a margin as well. So even though you were one of the favourites last year, is there a different way of expectation altogether because you've proven you've done it?
Yeah, there is. I think last year, obviously I won 3 majors before I walked into this room before the World Championships, but I think there's more of an expectation on my shoulders to perform at the highest level all the time. And I think that's the same with, you know, with Luke and Michael and Gary. These people expect that the fans expect us to be at our best absolutely every week on, and it's not possible. It's so hard. You know, you can't be your best all the time, and you have moments where you don't go through playing your best. You go through moments where you're playing your best. I think you've seen that from my year. You know, there was moments at the start of the year where I wasn't playing my best. Then I started playing brilliant for 3 months, and had a little bit of a lull. Then I come back, and between the Maxwell and the World Cup, I was playing brilliant. Then a little lull again. Then I played good again. You know, so you have to experience these little lulls, but you got to hope that they don't come at the wrong times. And you know, I hope that it don't come for me the next 2 weeks when I'm playing in the Worlds. But yeah, I think there's a lot of expectation on your shoulders, but I can deal with it, and I have dealt with it over the last few years, and I know I can do it for this World Championships as well.
Cheers, Luke. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congrats,
No, thank you.
You're obviously the first one through into the next round. You've got well over a week to prepare, go home, enjoy your Christmas. How important and crucial for your preparation is that? Yeah,
well, I think it's a good thing, to be honest. In my opinion, you know, a lot of people have said that, you know, it's a long time away, you know, is it going to affect you? But it will be like I've just said, it will be like 2 different tournaments, you know, tonight, and for most of the seeded players, from now till the 23rd, it will be about just getting through the first game, because you can then enjoy Christmas and you come back and then you'll be thinking about winning the tournament. But yeah, when I walked in the room tonight, I wasn't thinking about I want to be back-to-back world champion, because if you win, then you wait in 12 days. It kind of puts you off your rhythm. So yeah, all tonight was about winning, regardless how that happens, no matter what the averages, the stats are. It's about winning, and then you come back, and that's when you start thinking about you could be world champion, all these type of things, and you're in a rhythm then, because I don't think you usually have more than 2 days off then afterwards.
what will Christmas Day itself look like for you, and how different will it be from last year? You're obviously defending champion now, you've got a long break. What's Christmas like in the Humphries household?
Yeah, well, I prefer the situation. I prefer to have 12 days off, then play on the 23rd and then come back on the 28th. You know, it's good now to get the break. It'll be a lot of Christmas shopping and enjoying myself. But I think it will be a lot of practice involved. You know, as much as I feel like my game's in a good shape and I don't feel like I'm playing awful, you know, with that performance where it wasn't at my best, I feel like, okay, it's important now that I go on and practice harder and make sure that my game's finely tuned for when I come back on the 26th, because as much as I'm happy with the performance of winning, I want to be at my best. I want to be averaging 100 all the time, and you know, that requires me to put more effort in. So I have been, but maybe I need to put even more effort in, so I will do that. And you know, in between that, I'll have a good Christmas. You know, family will be over and I'll still enjoy it, but you know, like Phil used to say, you can enjoy Christmas after you're world champion and stuff like that. So I'll be making sure that I put even more effort in to make sure that I give myself the best chance of trying to be the two-time world champion.
And will you sit and watch the rest of the darts with the family, or is it more just focusing on yourself?
I'll be focused on myself, but I'll be sitting back and watching as well, because I'm a darts fan as well as a dart player, you know, and you know, it's kind of hard to watch when you're not in the tournament. I won't lie, you know, it is hard, and if I'd have lost tonight, it would have been really tough to watch and not be in the tournament like it would have been any other player. But now I can sit back and enjoy. You know, I love seeing new faces. You know, people that you've not seen before, and you know, this is why the sport's great. You've got so many global players, and you know, I met a guy yesterday from the Bahamas who played in the first time, and I'm really interested to see how he plays. I think he plays Tuesday or Wednesday, so it's kind of nice to see these different players, and yeah, I'll be looking forward to seeing all the new players that are playing in it and see how they do.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Hi Luke.
Hello.
There's been some sad news today with Wayne Marl's wife. Just wondering whether you knew Donna, and if you have a message for Wayne.
Yeah, I didn't know Donna. I think I've seen her before, but you know, I'll send Wayne a message. I didn't really know whether to say it or send him a message yesterday. I knew yesterday just because I didn't know if he knew everyone knew it was public. But yes, my condolences to Wayne. He's one of the top guys in the world, and you know, no one deserves to go through something like this. I think Wayne's been with Donna since he was 14 years old, and horrible thing for him, but hopefully he knows that all the players and all the fans and all the journalists and everyone's, you know, here for him if he needs, and he, you know, take his time away and you know, reflect on what amazing woman she was. And I'll send him a personal message myself, but I wanted to give him a bit of time to you know, just to succumb to what's happened, and hopefully he's okay.
Okay, and just one last one over there, please.
Congrats.
Thank you very much.
You just were talking about your new walk-on song, and what made you change it, and why did you choose that song?
Yeah, the reason I changed it was more to do with the fact I didn't pick the first song anyway. It was picked by Sky Sports, and you know, I was kind of looking out for a different song, something that was sort of got my personality. You know, and then the song from the Kaiser Chiefs, I predicted right, is actually a song that's played at Leeds United as well. But that's not the only reason. I wanted something that was a little bit of my personality, but also had a meaning towards it. And it kind of, it's not even about Leeds anymore. It's just a great song, and it gets the crowd singing back. It's just to get something that the crowd was going to get involved in. You know, all the top songs have kind of been taken already. So yeah, it was more to do with the fact I wanted the crowd to have something that sort of I'm associated with. You know, a lot of the time people, if you asked a random person, they kind of wouldn't have known the walk-on song I had, but now they probably will. They'll probably have to tell you what my walk-on song is, and that was something I wanted to have that was attached to me.
One last question. Thibault Tricole said just that he was running out of energy in the second game. Do you think it is a disadvantage for him to play 2 games in one evening, and should that procedure maybe changed?
I mean, it could be an advantage for him. You know, when you've experienced playing on the stage before, you know the feel, you know the crowd, you know what the board plays like, and all these type of things. It can be an advantage as well. But also, when you're playing on the European tour, you can start at 1 p.m. and then finish at 11 a.m. at 11 p.m. Sorry, you could be at the venue for 10 hours. So, you know, I've experienced that and won them tournaments, and you have to be able to play a long time. And I think that there's something that Thibault will learn from. Because if he wants to make it big and wants to win a European tour, then he has to be able to play 10 hours throughout the day. You know, that is the tough part. Of course, it's quite hard to be in a World Championships and have to play twice in one day, but that's probably something we won't have to worry about again, because next year the field's obviously, well, it's been announced, it's been increased, so it's probably something that will never happen in the future. But of course, yeah, it can be a disadvantage. It also can be an advantage as well. It kind of depends on the player. I think for Kevin Dotes last year, it wasn't a disadvantage, it was an advantage, because he played okay in the first, but absolutely brilliant in the second. So, you know, for me, I always play better as the night goes on and the longer I play. So if I was in that position, it would have been a great advantage for me. But I think Thibault will learn from it, and you know, he's a fantastic player. He didn't play his best tonight, you know, but he'll learn from the situation. He'll come back stronger, and he's done great for French darts. You know, it's not a region that have thrown many great dart players already, but he can be that real player that can come out of French darts and be credible, and hopefully the region will respect him, and hopefully we can grow darts in the French region as well.